Last year, I reviewed the Edifier 1280dB stereo speakers, and then I tore them apart and put them into my own TV cabinet build, and I really liked them. But that is one of my most popular reviews. So today, I've been sent this parcel from Edifier, and I want to take a look at the speaker that's inside it, because supposedly it's quite special. Welcome back to another episode of STU'S Reviews. This episode will be in two parts. First, I'm going to open it and give you my first reaction to the sound. I'm going to take it away then, play with it a bit more, and give you my final impressions after a couple of weeks of usage at the end of this episode. So let's get started. Here we go. So these are the MS50A. I don't know why Edifier use names like the MS50A and 1280dB. They're not exactly the most memorable names in the world, but this basically is Edifier's smart speaker. And that's why I want to give it a go, because I was super impressed with the 1280dBs. Like I said, they're now being used in my TV cabinet. That's how much I liked them. So I'm really hoping that this speaker, which gives the Edifier range a bit of smart functionality, I'm hoping they're going to be as good or better. Let's have a look. One of the main reasons why I love the Edifier range is because a lot of them have this kind of wooden aesthetic. It's just premium, it's nice, it's retro, and it kind of matches my whole aesthetic, the kind of thing that I love and find relaxing. But it's not just that, it's got some obvious advancements. Look at the top, I mean, that is beautiful. This is like a touch panel on top here with a very smooth outside there. That just looks beautiful. And as far as I'm aware, this can come off like that. So if you wanted to see the inside, you can do. Could I tear these apart as well? Just by the way, as a disclaimer, tearing them apart does void any form of warranty. I'm just a lunatic. Now, obviously, there's a very good reason why there's two here. That's because you can buy two of them to pair them together for stereo sound. And I will be doing that, and I'll do that towards the very end of the episode. But for now, I just want to listen to what one speaker on its own sounds like as an individual item in the room. Oh, that's interesting. On the bottom, it's got like a little recessed area. There we are. We're in. We've got a flashing light on the top. Okay, I need to download the Edifier Home app. Also, apparently, I said the name Edifier wrong in my last episode. I called them Edifier. I always thought the last I was silent. Edifier. Because it's not Edifier, because it would have been spelled F-I-R-E. Fire. It could be hi-fi. Fire. Edifier. I don't know. I'm not sure it's one of those ones that anyone knows how to say, but those that think they know how to say it the way they say it. But you convinced me. I'm going to go with Edifier.
Now in setup mode. Connected to Wi-Fi.
Okay, good. This obviously has some smart functionality, but for now, I just want to play a song and have a listen before we go into any more of that. Wow, I mean, they're very, very good. That is a very, very good speaker. Clarity seems good. It seems like a very warm tone, and that's definitely appealing to myself. I don't necessarily like the clean and clinical sounds. I prefer much warmer tones, and that's got it. And I remember the 128 or 1280 dB speakers also had that kind of warm tone that I liked. It might struggle slightly when you get onto that higher volumes, maybe sort of 85-90% or higher, but overall the clarity was extremely good at 50, 60, 70% that we were testing out just then. But now it's time that I spend a little bit longer with it, get it paired up in stereo mode and see exactly what it sounds like. So I'll be back in a couple of seconds. So whilst I'm off testing out the speaker in more detail, let's run through the raw specs of the MS50A smart speaker. It has a 90mm silk dome tweeter and a 4-inch woofer with a wool diaphragm. They work with Bluetooth 5.0 and Wi-Fi, connecting to services like the Amazon Echo voice service and AirPlay 2 for multi-room capabilities, and as mentioned they can pair up in stereo. Like a good proportion of the Edifier range, these fit the bookshelf aesthetic perfectly with the wooden veneer and natural cloth front, which can be removed for a more industrial look. Overall, a good looking speaker, but let's now discuss my thoughts after a few weeks of use. I've had them out now for about a week and I've got some final thoughts to share with you. But before I do, if you found today's video helpful in any way at all, don't forget to like and subscribe at the end if you want to see more episodes. So let's talk the longer term experience, starting with the app. Now normally I hate connected companion apps of speakers. They're normally slow, boring, don't work very well, and everything's just a million clicks away. But the Edifier Home app, however, is completely the opposite. It's actually possibly one of the most simplistic companion apps that I've tried for a connected speaker. It's really easy to pair the speakers to it, and even easier to pair them both up in a stereo pair, and then that works seamlessly through things like AirPlay. What I really like though is that you can switch around the orientation by pressing one button. Now that's something I've not seen before in a companion app. Although, I'm not sure when you'd like to use this particular function after your initial setup, perhaps if you decide to move them around or change spaces, I don't know. Still, that's a handy feature to have. In respect to the experience of the speaker functionality, the touchpad has been a really nice touch. Very much like the app, it's super simplistic, and the volume change is good fun spinning your finger around the top clockwise or anti-clockwise to do so, which also controls the volume of the other speaker in a stereo pair. Now, as a stereo pair, these things sound incredible. They've still got the warmth that they have individually, but tonally in stereo, it really pulls out the detail. Have a listen to this. Where's my phone? Other functionality includes being able to work with the Amazon Echo voice service, so I can pair up and control these speakers as part of my overall smart home setup, and group it with other speakers in-house to play music throughout several rooms or what have you, which is as simple as signing into the Edifier app to your Amazon account, and then they should appear straight away in the Echo device management. Provided you can find it in there, because that is horrendously disorganised. Seriously, Amazon, when are you going to get your act together? Anyway, one thing that really surprised me, I guess, about these speakers is the cost. The cost is extremely reasonable at around £130 per speaker, which is very competitive when it comes to connected speakers. Certainly among the cheaper of options, which is surprising because the sound, I would say, is perhaps among the better. For a fully connected speaker that can be stereo paired and has a good sound like this for that price, it's a no-brainer. And the thing is, if you're looking for a smart speaker that you can connect your Amazon devices to, has Bluetooth, has AirPlay, and has a semi-retro feel about it with its dark wood veneer, soft curves, and really natural appearance, then that list is very short. And in my eyes, these do a fantastic job at hitting all of those things on my wish list, both aesthetically and in sound. But a big question is, are they better than the Edifier speakers that I tried and destroyed? And I believe so. And that's not just in its raw functionality based on these being smart and the other ones not, but in terms of sound, they seem far more capable and have far better range. I truly think they're great, and as one of Edifier's first shots at a connected experience for the smart home enthusiast, I think they've done a fantastic job. And that concludes my thoughts on the Edifier MS50A smart speakers. Like I said, guys, if you enjoyed today's episode and you found it helpful at all, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and that subscribe if you do want to see more, but you're not obliged to at all. And I'll see you back for another episode of STU'S Reviews soon.